My name is Jody Selko. I am an unabashedly admitted chemist. I am also a chemical educator. I work with teachers throughout our public education system from pre-kindergarten, the babies about 3, 4 years old, up through high school, and I teach at a university. I'm a physical chemist by, I guess, experimental trade. Most of my work has been done in chemical education lately. I live in California, just outside of Los Angeles. Let's see. Because I've been working with teachers, I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to change some of the classic chemistry experiments into things where you can use regular, plain old, ordinary materials you can find in a supermarket or on the open market somewhere, where you don't have to find and buy and spend lots of money on really expensive chemicals and then have to pay to get rid of them as well when you are done. We want them teaching science because that helps produce the next generation of scientists.
Yep.
And so I have been thinking long and hard about how to change the materials that we use in chemistry so that it is the experiments are accessible to everybody, no matter where you are or what's going on. I would love to, so I like the idea of finding out from the teachers what they feel they need,
Yes.
because I really want to accommodate the needs. Otherwise, there's sort of no point to doing this.
Yeah.
And in particular, I'd like to know so if they're actually doing any experiments at all.
Yeah.
So if I could build on the materials they're already using and maybe think about doing those experiments in a different way, then that's certainly like the easiest place for many teachers to start instead of trying something completely and totally different.
Yeah.
And so that's question number one, is what are they doing, like experimentally, what are they doing and what are they using? So things
Okay.
like acids and bases, even though what I might have available here, you have some there. I just may not know what they are, right? And so I was encouraged that magnesium hydroxide, milk of magnesia, was readily available because as a suspension, it's very cloudy and white and chalky, but it clears at the end of a titration. So you don't need another indicator to tell you when it's done. I think that one is very promising for a titration or any other acid base like experiments. And the exact form of the acid doesn't matter. Vinegar is easy because you just let something oxidize. Right. But there's citrus juices and all sorts of other juices and all sorts of other forms. And so I am hoping that posing some of these experiments and just saying, you don't need 1 molar sodium hydroxide or something like that will help some of the people think differently about what they need. Yeah, I think we need to find
Yeah. Yeah.
ways to
Yeah.
convince people to think outside the box. So I would like to know what they do have available and what they have been using,
Okay.
what kind. I don't need the details of the experiments, but if they're like using this for a titration acid base or this for something, that would be really helpful. And then if they're not doing anything at all, I'd like to know how many people are not doing anything and then why they're not doing anything, right? Is it money? Is it availability of materials? Is it, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not doing anything at all? Because how you try to solve those problems are all different. So I have one last sort of plea so that I can understand what happens in the more remote areas in particular, what their greatest challenges are materials wise. Because people in big cities don't typically have those kinds of problems. It may be a money problem, but it's not an access problem.
Yeah.
And so I'm even sort of willing to carry on conversations with people in the more remote areas to try to solve those problems.
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
If
okay.
some of those that, right, so some of it depends on explicitly what's available locally.
Okay, okay, okay.
And if you're either your chemistry background isn't good enough to figure out what is available locally or what you can substitute, then that also becomes a problem.